Hello and what is up guys, Rye here and welcome again back to some more Gearcity. So we're back with Maven Motors, our own little car company, and it is still quite a little car company. The year is 1922 and right now we're making like what, $3 million in revenue a month, which is actually a fair bit. Selling 2,000 cars, 1,000 cars or so. Not too bad, not too shabby. Things are looking up. We just released, or what is it actually? No, we released a while back, a good few years ago, the next generation of vehicles. We have all of the next new generation coming out in the next year or so, next 2 years it looks like, so it's not too bad. Things are doing pretty good. What we're going to do this episode is we're going to, I guess, just like jump to when these vehicles are done, and then we are going to continue on and I think expand our car empire just a little bit before the Great Depression happens, because it's going to happen and it's going to be a little sketchy for a bit. And then after that, of course, we have World War II, which is also quite sketchy for a bit, but I think we'll focus on trucks then and stuff, and I think we'll be okay. So I'll jump to when these cars are ready, and we'll take a look in just a sec. So we've been losing like $300,000 or so per month, every month-ish. I mean, $200,000 this month for the past year. So we lost a bit of money. Our cash is down to like $2.5 million right now. We have most of our new models done, so what we're gonna do is go into basically our computer here, auto commands, and just end production of the old model. So we got the MKA. What do we have left? We have the MKS. So we're gonna get rid of the MKA, the old generation made in 1914, and we'll get rid of the MKM Sport, and we'll leave the MKS and the MKS Speed. Get rid of the MKS. We'll just leave the MKS Speed, I think, for now. Which we should have, okay, one model of the MKS Speed being sold, and we have a bunch of models that need to be set for sale. Basically, the MKA is our very cheap Phaeton. It's costs about $365 or so to manufacture. That does not include shipping costs, but again, a rule of thumb, it says $1,072 is the total cost average. A rule of thumb I would say is like double around the material cost-ish. You could be a little more, a little less, depending on if you want to make a lot of money or lose money, if this is like the base model, which we can afford to sometimes lose. I think what we'll probably do for the MKA is we'll probably sell it pretty cheap. Let's do like $750, which is fair. MK 2.8 liter, which is the bigger engine, we'll sell it for like, costs us $900. We'll sell for like $900 more. Make a bit more profit on the higher end model, the MKE, which is our sedan. We'll sell for $1,000. Although it's less than half the cost of the material cost, we'll sell for $1,000 because we want to sell these sedans quite a bit, and we'll sell the expensive one. This will be like what, $1,500? No, not 45. We'll do $1,500. We'll do $1,100. That's over double, and this is over double as well. So that's actually less than double. But this is over double. So yeah, they're both less than double by a little bit. That's fine. So we'll do one more month and just sort of see how the cars are selling. Then I'll work on expanding things. Okay, so we're still losing money somehow. We are spending $50,000 on research a month, but we have a new sports car coming into market soon as well. Oh, and the reason why we're actually not making money is because we cannot produce nearly enough MKEs or MKE 3.5 liters. We're just selling the MKS Speed, which is a good money maker because that car has already done all its R&D and it's being sold for a while. We can see a bunch of stuff here, like our stocks. Our stocks are still shooting up by quite a bit. We go to the world map. We don't really have too much. We've got one new factory in New York and one in Los Angeles. We'll do another one probably in New York because it sells 1,400 cars there, which is quite a bit. We'll do Boston or Philadelphia, not Boston. Okay, Philadelphia factory. 10 production lines. That seems reasonable. Making like 1,400 cars a month. Yeah, that'll do in 20 months. But we're also going to upgrade the Los Angeles one. Upgrade, so you can just basically upgrade it instead of building a new factory. And then we'll do like the biggest upgrade possible. It costs us $7 million. It only takes like 6 months to do. But you can upgrade your factories usually once before there's a huge initial cost. We'll sell a bit of our company. A bit of our company. Or evade stock for now, I think, because they're still going to increase. We'll see. Let's take a look at stocks here. This is all the fun part, obviously. AC. Let's look for a North American company. Allsax is doing pretty good. I think we could buy Allsax probably. Holdings will sell a good portion of evade. We'll sell like $100 million, and we'll buy a bunch. Buy $100 million of GCT. So we'll have $26 million left. That's 18% of GCT right now. And we will just upgrade the York factory, or has it already been upgraded? I think we have one more factory, don't we? Yeah, we've got a Winnipeg factory. We'll upgrade as well. And that'll be fine for now. We'll do this. So yeah, we're gonna get another factory in Philadelphia down because we probably need that, I'm thinking. Besides that, I don't think we'll do too much more expansion because the depression is a little bit. It's like you want to have a good nest egg, and we're gonna sell a bunch of our stocks during the depression. Oh wow, 350 million. That was a huge jump in liquid assets. Take a look here. 300. Oh yeah, Vade shot up and GCT shot up as well by a lot. Wow, that was a great buy in GCT. Dollar GCT already. That's already 50 million profit in like a very short time. Maven Motors is still doing okay. Get a new line of credit. Oh wow, we can get a massive line of credit. We'll do that. That'll be nice to have. And we'll just do again. Wait. Let's do one more month. We're still not at We're still losing money. We're still not even at production. Losing money because of, okay, one-time expenses. And construction's costing us a fair bit as well. And R&D. So, like, we got some things costing us money. That's okay. We're gonna go ahead and probably build a new factory. I think we'll do... Like, where? Like, in the middle of Denver. We're not really selling too much cars here overall. Like, LA's got 11, and we're only selling 160. Yeah, this is where the cars get sold, really. And you really want to build your factories. Like, in Canada, it's a lot cheaper to build in general than the US. But you want to build them in the US because, or at the beginning at least, because World War II, Canada shuts down the production way sooner than the US. Which I guess you could take that as a good thing or a bad thing. Actually, we'll do that, actually. Yeah, that could be a good thing, and we'll see why during the actual war. Just a 10-size factory. 4 more months for the sports car to be made, which is our new greatest, and of course the latest sports car. New greatest and latest. Ouch. Yeah, pretty much. I think it'll be fine. I think things are going pretty good. No really much complaints, I don't think right now, but it could always be better. Probably we're making $5.4 million a month in sales, and our sales have shot up overall. We're selling quite a few cars per month now. Doing quite good. Let's see the stock price again because it's important. Avade's gone down. GCT is actually more valuable than Avade somehow, and we're worth quite a bit as well. 611 million, which is impression there. Let's go to sports. So where are we? We are Maven Motors. We're not even the top group of cars at all, looks like. No, we definitely are. We sold 48,000 cars. Okay, 48,000 cars, which is pretty good. Like, even though we didn't sell too many cars, we made more revenue than Heelwoman. So our cars are selling for more. Of course, our expenses are sky high because they're sky high. Thin margins is perfectly fine, I would say. And I'm just gonna jump a few. I'll jump a year, and we'll make sure the factory's done. We'll make sure everything's all up and running nice and good. So the year is 1925. 1925, was it 1925? 1920, I was right, 1925. We're making good money. We're making, I'll show you. We'll just show you. We're making a good money. We're at $6.9 million in revenue, just from vehicle sales alone. So over $7 million, $7.3 million to be exact, of income, which is quite good. We're still losing money. I know. It's expensive. We are building new factories and stuff. We're also paying taxes and other expenses. So we're pretty much profitable right now. We could probably even cancel the Toronto factory, which is kind of sketchy. What we could do actually is go to outsource in the R&D department. We can go to a vehicle, and we can outsource our vehicles and stuff. We could do that, but I want to go to license all companies. I want to see if we can license a vehicle. Let's go to vehicles. What can we license? So we are doing a sports car, a Phaeton, and a sedan. Maybe we can do like a coupe. A compact car, a full-size sedan will sell pretty well. We can do that maybe. And just so we don't have to do the R&D on that, that'd be nice to have. 40 horsepower, 6.5 liter inline four. What's our, so we got a 4.1 liter, 70 horse, 3.5 with 50 horse. Not bad. Let's sort by, we can sort by the overall rating, which is a nice sort of identifier of overall how good it is. Oh, they're only 32. Made in 1920, a little bit old. Not too expensive though. And what's our car? The MKE, the MKS, and the MKA. The E is the sedan, the A is the Phaeton, and the S is a sports car. And like the MK, what? The MKL. This generation. We're gonna have the actual names next time. I know, I've said we're gonna have names for a long time. We're gonna have names, the MK-L. That's what we'll just call it. And that's gonna cost us $82,000 to get the license. And plus, a good chunk per unit. We'll do that. And I also put our the MKS for sale. It wasn't for sale before, obviously. Sell for $1,600. Pretty good money. We'll do 1 month. I just want to see what it's doing. So we spent some money, obviously, doing the one-time expenses, but we're selling a good amount of MKLs. We're selling like an extra 600 cars a month, making about $500,000, soon to be about $750 or so $1,000, which is pretty good. Not bad. The MKA is doing strong as well. The MKS is doing well. The MKES are going to be like main staples for quite a while, I think. The sports cars are pretty easy to stay as a popular vehicle. And sedans as well. Sedans slowly decline in popularity, but sports cars are just so easy to stay as like the most relevant thing, basically. Like I can't even recall one campaign where I didn't finish off where like 60% of all sports cars sold globally were mine, because like they're just so easy to make a good sports car. Focusing on performance is quite easy in this game, I feel like. We did another 4 months just to sort of see here. We got the Toronto factory nearly done, and we'll do 2 more months and see what the factory is actually working. I think it'll be doing okay. Come on. Okay, so $9.8 million, so $10.5 million of revenue, and we're not missing a single sale, which is nice. So yeah, pretty good. The MKL is doing quite good, 900 units per month. And how are our stocks doing? So we're worth 900 million. Oh my gosh, we're worth a lot. And we've got like about almost $1 billion in assets right now, if we include our own stocks. We can do CVT transmissions now. Interesting. We'll do quickly 4 months. So the year is 1926 nearly. We're getting along there year-wise, and once we actually hit the Depression, the Great Depression, in World War I, or World War II, sorry, we're going to skip over a good bit of that, because not much really happens. It's just you don't really sell cars. We don't really have money to throw into R&D. We're mostly playing the stock market, because what else do you do when there's nothing to do? And even that is quite risky, so we don't play it too much, because it's a lot of money that you could potentially lose. Potentially. You know, I said potentially. Maybe I won't lose it. Maybe I will. I'm not too sure. Well, what I do know is good money still. And let's see. I just want to see what our sales were last year. If we can see ourselves on the board now. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're not even there yet. Okay. We're on page 2, maybe? Oh, not even on page 2. Gosh darn it. I want to be a successful car. We're selling 90,000 cars a year. Revenues of only 120 million. We're down a bit, though, it looks like. It must have been increased for something else. Which is not terrible. We're up there for revenue. We're on page 2 of revenue. Probably. I don't really know, actually. $1 billion of value. And so is Evade nearly. Let's go like this. Let's sell a bit more of Evade. And we can go to put money into our pension. But I want to sort of keep it as is for now. I'll invest a lot more after the World Wars. Probably the smart thing to do. It's 1926. We'll look at our cars. So the fastest car was the MKS Speed, I think. It can do 115 miles. Was that the fastest ever? Is that it? The MKS 401 can only do 99. Okay, yeah, so the MKS Speed, the previous generation, could do 115. So we're going to make a faster car, because Maven likes to have their fast cars. We'll modify on the engine side of things. And let's modify the 4.1 liter that's in the Speed engine. Or it's in the, that's in the MKS 4.1 liter, I guess, is what this is. Supercharged 4.1 liter. That sounds reasonable. And just sort of crank up the quality just a bit. Maven's going for this premium kind of quality this time. So 250 torque. Oh my. I want even numbers really badly. We can go for a single overhead. No, we'll leave it overhead valve. What did the... That's 70 horsepower, I think. Just 70 horsepower. 100 horsepower is a good bump there. As well as a bit lighter of an engine, probably because of component quality. It's gonna be a slightly lighter engine. We could probably single overhead cam. We could probably do like play 4 smaller engine. Current 4.1 liter is 35, 25. So we gotta make sure it fits, because the single overhead cam is quite a bit larger than the overhead valve system we got. Gotta make sure it fits. Looking at the engine width, we're gonna go 35 and 25. It also saves us weight as well. So 628 pounds versus 660. So we've got a bit less weight, which obviously will help with performance. call this the G4100S, the G14100S, the supercharged version of that. We'll do. There we go. Okay. We'll modify a gearbox as well, because I don't think we have one that... Get rid of the old ones. We don't really have one that can do too much, right? The SH... Okay, the current MKS is using that. Okay, we'll just go modify. No, we'll make a new one, basically. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do. We're going to handle the torque, I guess. 250, we'll go for a 5-speed, actually. We'll leave it at this, so... You can handle 260 pound-feet. We'll do 1 year. We'll call it the SH2. We'll call it the S as well. Might as well. Now, I want to get some trucks in very shortly. The next generation's coming up in the next, like, year or two. So we'll get started on that today. And maybe just catch the... Now, we probably won't even catch the recession today. But the next time, we'll jump in, like, a decade. Or if not 2 decades in the entire video. Because we're going to jump through everything. I'm not going to do too much... Like, we'll do some designing of the vehicles, the important vehicles. Like, we won't do too much designing. And also, while I'm explaining things, we can design stuff as well. Like, we're doing a bit of both things at once, obviously. I'm sort of teaching the game and playing the game at the same time. Remember, this is on hard difficulty, not the hardest. It'd be a little more intense than the hardest. It's still totally doable. For myself, at least. For you guys, I would recommend, like, normal difficulty. You don't have to worry about too much. If we could change the difficulty to the hardest, I regret not starting there. But it's fine. This is fine. This is fine. So we're coming into 1927 now. We're making good profit, it looks like. Sales are quite strong. Still, we're down to 9.5 million in revenue per month overall. We're still selling like 80,000 units. Good. We're worth 1.2 billion. I might actually sell a little bit of our company stock, because it's not bad. I think we'll sell a little bit more of a Vade. And I just want to, let's just modify this chassis. We'll modify the, was this the SH1? Oh, it's called the CT4, which is a sports car chassis, I'm guessing. Okay, view chassis. The CT4 is a truck chassis. We just never made a truck at all with it. Oh gosh. Well, that is what it is, I guess. The CTS is what a waste of a truck chassis. I guess it's for sale though. Modify vehicle. The MKS 411 we'll go for. We're going to give it the refreshed CTS, which is going to cost us a lot of money for developing. That's okay. We'll give it the new 4-liter, or 4.1 liter, and the new 5-speed. So, 144 miles an hour. Ooh. I love this body because it's just so impossibly overpowered for top speed. It's just, there's nothing. And we'll keep it. I think we'll keep selling this car for a good while. This body's nice. Very good. It's a very... this is just like an all-out sports car, basically. There's just nothing. It's just sports car, nothing. Yeah, it's crazy. 9.2 seconds, 0 to 60. 1,800 pounds and 120 horsepower. That's not crazy, but that's a lot of speed for that. Like, imagine going 120 in that. And it's in a finish. So if it's a trim, you don't get to really choose how it finishes or how long it takes to finish whenever it's done. The MKS 4.1, we'll call it the 4.1S. Because why not, I guess? That sounds fine. We'll do that. And I'll do a bit of a time jump, and we'll see if there's anything I need. I'll pause it, and I'll talk to you guys there. Alright, so it's been around a year or so. I just want to point out, so our company's worth about $750 or so million, give or take a few million, in the year 1928. And the interesting thing is, we'll go back here. The interesting thing is, that's like $8 or $9 billion. That's like $10 billion actually in today's money. About $10 billion in today's money with inflation, which is like a fairly okay sized small automaker. And although we do have a ton of assets, like all of our liquid assets together is worth like another 300 million just of stocks in GCT and Evade plus our own. So like if we cashed out of everything, we'd be worth like 10 billion or no, like 15 billion. It's pretty good. That's a pretty good amount right now. We're sitting on like $100 million of cash, which is like $1 billion right now. It's pretty crazy. We're gonna go save the game because you always want to save the game. And I think my UI is kind of glitched out, so we will go back to the main menu like always. The logo here, which is nice and 1990s-esque. No, this game is not really 1990s. And load the save back up. There we go. Perfect. And we'll go 3 more months. And we'll take a look. I just want to see if the sports car is the fastest of all time. We can check right now. I want to wait till it's done. Because if it's done and it's not the fastest, well, I'll be disappointed. That's just how life goes, I guess. We're still making money, though. Profits are still going okay. They are slowly dipping. But I think we need to, probably get a new generation of cars coming in, or some new cars. I think I wanted to get the truck in, but I totally forgot about that. That's okay. Vehicle sales are still like pretty strong. They're just dipping a bit. The MKE is doing only very, very marginally worse. I think we'll sell some more Evade because I want to get like a nest egg of money. We'll sell all of our stocks for now, I think. We'll take a look for some more stuff. Like I'm thinking of something worth in the couple $100 million range. American, obviously, because American stocks just do so well in this game. They just any American company is just generally more successful at making cars. I think in this time, like lots of American companies were very successful. Lots weren't, but a lot easier to be an American company in this game at this time than someone. Diasco, that's a stock. By 20% of that, they just came out in 1925, so they haven't been there for too long at all. And they're worth 100 million, so that's exactly what we're talking about. And like they're gonna shoot up there to at least a few $100 million. We've got the sports car, the new MK 4.1S. We'll sell it for like 2750. We'll sell it for a lot. Only 600 actually. So it's only $1,000 more than the MKS, which is not awful. We'll go 1 month. I just want to see. It's gonna make us some more money too. Sports cars, look, I remember it was back up by 1.5 million almost. Yep, it's our most profitable vehicle so far, our highest revenue vehicle, which is absolutely hilarious. See, sports cars do so well. The MK, the 4.1 liter and the 4.1 supercharged. I don't know what we're calling these things. And our revenue is doing good. What is our market share of all time? So we're at about 0.7% of the market share. We actually used to be. Oh no, that's not us. Where are we here? Maven Motors. Oh, we're right here. We dipped down. Wow, at peak we are 1.6% of the world market share. We've gone down quite a bit, but like I think we're a steady 0.7% of the market share. We're still making profit even with paying our taxes. That's nice. Got the best sports car in the entire world, and is it the fastest though? I doubt it. Oh, you know, a man can dream. It's not. Gosh darn it, the UDW Relieve. 150 miles an hour, that thing's fast. And the Clio Empire, the Celio Empire is doing quite good as well. They've got more horsepower, more torque. We've got no records here at all. Kind of disappointing if you ask me. You know, that's okay. But we're doing fine. Diasco's doing nice. We're going to buy more of Diasco. Literally just keep buying as much of that as we can because it's going to do quite well. I think we'll sell a bit of Maven. Ideally, you know, you want to own no less than 51%. If you own less than 51%, what can happen is basically the other majority of the company can tell you what to do. So they can just tell you like, hey, you've got to sell off the rest of your Diasco brand, or if you've got to, like, let's say I have a sub brand, like another little brand under my belt. We'll say basically you have to get rid of your brand or spin it off as its own separate company, or else you're gonna get fired, because they can actually fire you if you don't own over half your company. They can fire you if shareholder morale is not high. Right now we're at good. There's like I think like 5 or 6 different sort of amounts of how good you're doing or how bad you're doing. We're not gonna get a new line of credit. Well, our interest rate is 3.9%, which is low, and they're offering us 8.2. That's not good at all. For an extra $1 million or an extra $600,000 loan capability, not very ideal, to be honest. Diasco is fluctuating heavily in price. Just fine. They're gonna go up. They're an American brand. I've got faith in them. Like, they're making $8 million. That's enough. So let's go view. What do we have here? So we've got the sports car, the sedan, a full-size sedan, which is doing decently well. Honestly, it's only got 26 horsepower, and it's a 1920 model. Or that's when it was, you know, designed. It's doing quite well. We'll take a look at the markets. We'll see what's selling and what's not globally. Let's go to vehicle class market share. Sedans are the biggest thing in the world, selling 1.66 million. 2+2s. Surprisingly, is doing quite good. Phaetons are taking a big dip now, because Phaetons are sort of falling out of popularity, and they fall out around the Great Recession time. So we'll probably not do another Phaeton generation, I think, even though like we're selling a fair bit of them. I think we'll focus on sedan, coupe. We'll do a sports car, like a 2+2 coupe, a sports car. We can probably we'll do a pickup truck, because even though they're not selling very much at all, we can try to sell to a military contract, and like it'll sell. This is around the world. This 300,000 is mostly in North America, whereas for example, Roadsters are lots in Europe. And there's a lot. We can go here. Let's take a look. What's selling in North America? So sedan, coupe, luxury sedan is quite well. And trucks are selling decent. Like they're selling in Africa, but that doesn't matter at all. In Australia, but trucks are selling in North America an okay amount. But we'll do a truck. We can try to sell out the contracts and make a lot of money on that. We'll do a truck, a coupe 2+2, a sedan, and a sports car. I think is what we'll do. The sports car is where is it? Oh, it's right there. Okay, so those are all pretty good. We're not going to do a luxury sedan just yet. I don't think. We could maybe do a roadster instead of the Phaeton. Where's the Phaeton? Where's the Phaeton? Am I blind? Alphabetically here, I guess. The Phaeton is 3% North America, so the Roadster is actually 3.7. Okay, the Roadster is actually ahead, so that'd probably sell more cars. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna make like the basic sets of our engines. We're gonna go design brand new engines. I think is what we'll do. This is the 1930s. We're jumping into a new era here of prosperity, and obviously we want like a new engine. We're gonna go for overhead valve, because that's what you need for everything. Or yeah, this wording, this is fine. So make it a long big boy, which is what you want for like 99% of your engines. Fuel economy doesn't really matter that much in this game, actually, from what I found at all. Lower that down. A lot of things that aren't perfect in this game. Fuel economy is not. Make it a very, very strokey boy. 140-inch or millimeter stroke. We'll do, not inch, my gosh. Do a 2-liter basic engine. 2.2 liter, that sounds reasonable. No, we'll do this. 2.2 liter even on the engine. What size did we use before? We used 1.9 liter. So we'll do a 2.2 liter as a base engine, which sounds, I think, kind of reasonable. We'll give it like 100 torque. What's the base engine actually? I want to save some money here. $120. Engines are very cheap right now. Nice. The 20 horsepower and 80 torque. We already have more. Go for 100 torque. 40 horsepower. Double the horsepower. And a nice increase on torque as well. Finish that in 1 year like always. We'll call this just like the G1 is what it was called. We'll call it the G2 because this is like generation 2. 2.2 liter. And we'll make the engines real quick because that's the important things. And we'll do. Wait. Engine? The G222. Okay. Modify engine. Not the G2.3 Gen 1. We'll go for the G220. G2220. And we'll go for a inline 6, I think, as we'll do next. A 330. That sounds like a reasonable engine as well. We'll go for a little bit on quality. A little bit on component quality. Of 160 torque. That sounds fine. And we'll go for 70 horsepower. We'll call it the 330, obviously. Very, very simple names. I don't think we'll design the cars today. But we'll finish off with the engines and we'll go for a bigger engines. We got 2, we got 9.4, we got a few inline 6s. Okay. The 330 and we'll go for a 380, I think is what we'll do. 160, 1.15, 16, 17, okay, 19. Okay. We'll go for a 3.8 liter straight 6. We'll give it a bit more quality. This is, you know, a little bit more of a nice engine. We'll go for 195. 195 torque. It's a bit more expensive than the previous engine. We'll go for 100 horsepower. So again, better than the previous generation's almost high performance engine. Quite good. And this is only the number 3 engine actually. Go for the 380 or 3800. And we'll do lastly, we'll have 4 engines right now. And we'll go for like a 440, I think. Before we got the 4.1 liter, we'll do a 85. Very, very large stroke. 4.4 liter. Okay, 4.4 liter straight 6. Quite a large straight 6. We're not going to supercharge this one. Well, honestly, it probably can, but we'll just give it like some increased quality because it's going to help us out. And just make it a better engine overall. It's going to have a very smooth engine, a very smooth straight 6, 110 horsepower, maybe even 115 horsepower. No, it's a little much of an engine actually. Can't get it up by 1, can we? No, we can't. Okay, so we'll go for that. Uneven, that's okay. The 440. And I want to make the better engine right now. We'll make a high-performance engine right now. We're approaching the Great Depression, though, at a very fast pace. Look at this. This is a better engine than that, even, I think. Nah, more horsepower, less torque. We supercharge it, 270. And we'll give it just 280 torque. 150 horsepower would be quite a bit. We're not going to do that. I mean, we can do that much. So 38 and 26. 38 and 20. So a bit smaller, bit lighter, more power. The G440S. We got 5 engines now. What we'll do, next time we will make the chassis and I'll make the chassis and gearbox off screen after I do the intro next time. And then we will do a quick run through on the design of the cars, because things are looking up right now. The company's doing quite good. This is a much more chill game, obviously. Just sort of me hanging out, almost teaching the game, because this game is very, I wouldn't say very, it's quite complex. It's quite complex. There's just a lot going on right now. A lot of things you have to sort of worry about in the back of your mind. You can use these reports for lots of information. I just generally know what I'm doing based off a few things, like my car sales is all I really need to know. It's good to check all your reports. Like, you can see how prestigious your company is, and etc., which of course matters for sales and stuff. Top 50 sales of all time, which again, doesn't really matter. Profit and loss is a nice one to look at. So, like, look, last year, 1928, we had revenues of, including, I think this includes stock sales of 250 million, and expenditures or expenses of 110. So we made some money. We go to this. We're definitely not the top tier, not even top 2 pages, actually. We're on the 3rd page, which, I mean, if we include stock price, that's pretty good income odds. I definitely want to sell more cars. Right now, we're playing it very cautiously because the Great Depression happens pretty soon. So we're playing it cautiously. Our stock price is taking a dip. Diasco is doing okay. We're going to sell, actually, like, a little more, down to 50%. 1%. Oh, wow, that's... Oh. This is complicated there. 51%, so now we own over half the company. We've got $300 million sitting in cash. Not investing too much in the pensions right now because it's still growing. And I think the Great Depression will hamper that just a bit. What we'll do is we will save the game. There we go. We're going to make better performing sports cars than ever before. We're going to make a nicer sedan. I think a Roadster is the base model of it. Like, just the bare bones Roadster is like the cheapest model. Pickup truck as well. And maybe a luxury sedan, I'm not too sure. So anyways, guys, if you guys like Gearcity, let me know down below. If you want to see more, let me know. I know it's tedious series to say the least. It's a lot of fun though. I enjoy playing this, critically thinking, almost like a strategy game basically. A lot more critically thinking, I'd say, than automation. Not a bad thing, automation. You can build cars, which is great. Pros and cons, right? So tomorrow there's going to be a live stream. Tomorrow is Thursday. There'll be a live stream, and then we'll do something on Friday as well. Maybe a new game, I'm not too sure. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you next time.